How are you guys today?
Good.
I'm good too. We're going to do a little something interesting. You guys probably know Frozen.
Yes. Yeah. I watched that movie.
I hate that movie.
But this is a Frozen thing that I like because it describes something really cool.
I just nearly have seen it. That's what else
The
looks
sun beats down on the desert today. There's no water to be seen. We're in Egyptian isolation, and not a single Jew is free. A bush is burning with a heavenly voice inside. A message for Pharaoh, Hashem, I'll try. Don't let him in, slaves won't be free. Be the bad Pharaoh you always have to be. Enslaved for days, don't let them go. Moses, I say no.
He's
Let's
creepy.
go, let's go.
He is.
Can't hold my people back anymore.
Who, him or the other guy?
Let us go.
The other dude.
Yeah,
We'll talk about the
Pharaoh
other guy.
dude. That dude, he's creepy.
We'll talk about him when we'll talk about the other guy as well.
I don't care what the Holy One's going to say. Let the plagues rage on. Plagues never bothered me anyway.
I don't know about that.
Tony house on blood and frog. Take everyone free cat. Pissed all around me really makes me want to shout. It's time to see what will be. To ask Pharaoh, I will say, please fear it's here, we will be free. We will see. Let us go, let us go.
just like the cloud lighting.
One more time. Let us go, let us go. The worst comes after plague night. Here I stand, and here I'll stay. Let the plagues rage on.
Well, that's creepy.
The plagues keep coming down. The Egyptians will be scorned. Pestilence, darkness, and the death of the firstborn. It's time to see if Pharaoh's stubborn ways will last. We're never going back. The past is in the past. You can go. Leave before I change my mind. Let us go. Let us go. This next breathe now. It's time. Promised land with lots of
What is that?
It's matzo bread.
Very good.
The Jews
I
never
like
bothered
paper.
me anyway.
I feel like something's creepy going to happen.
Actually,
I knew it! It actually kind of did bother me. I don't really like Jews. I hate Jews.
It's just like a green
but
screen.
that's
Green
not
Taylor
green
Swift
screen.
one.
They have one
That-
on the background,
That
so
song
it's
really
like a
sounded
giant
like
picture
Let
of
It Go.
Yes, it's actually a parody. Which
Yeah, it just sounds like it. But nothing
Frozen is a good movie. But the creepy guy you guys are talking about
He's creepy.
was the Pharaoh.
creepy.
And the
Really creepy guy.
He's not
The other
just,
guy
He's not just creepy.
is super creepy. There are some things that he did that makes him very creepy. Yeah.
I'm creepy.
The other guy is Moses. How many of you guys know Moses?
Is this? I do know him, but I've never met him.
Yeah, I wish I could be
Nobody
Moses as well. The first thing I would ask Moses is for patience. How is he so patient with people? And And the Pharaoh as well.
He's like, give me my people. 5
Well,
years later.
As you can see in front of you, there are 3 action Bibles.
3.
And we're going to be talking about God revealing himself to Moses through the burning bush.
I don't believe bush.
As you can see, I'm trying to get it to blow, so it looks kind of like fire. Since I can't literally light it on fire, I mean...
Yeah.
Light on fire.
It'd be cool to light it on
That's
fire,
not
but that's very dangerous to do, so we're not going to do that.
You don't want
You
to
should
kill
do that, and you should have like a phone nearby. Have the fire department on. Speed that
I
up.
could do that, but then that would just take away from
Yeah.
the picture. I mean, it's nice. I think it is.
Yeah.
Alright.
Just do one of those fire things.
But
Yeah, we take like fake fire. You should draw some fake fire.
that's fake fire, I think. Actually, I have something that we can actually feel,
Do you play Minecraft?
and it's
Yes.
pretty cool. I'll let you guys feel it in a
pay
moment.
attention.
But what I'm trying to get to you guys is God reveals himself in many different ways. You got the burning bush, for example. But even if you go outside and you see the trees and the flowers and the wind and all of that God gives us, he's an awesome God. Would you guys agree?
Yes.
He's amazing. Then there's Jesus, who's also amazing as well. But Moses is also pretty amazing too. Moses was actually adopted by the Egyptians.
True.
Thank you.
Didn't know that.
Yeah. See, the Pharaoh thought that there was going to be a revolt. And revolt is where people get together and they want to attack, take back something. They could blow something up. They could break stuff. But the Pharaoh was scared.
He was like,
So the Pharaoh decided to do something very nasty. And what he did was also very mean.
he killed all their babies too.
Yeah, he
and
killed
under.
all of the, tried to get all the
I
firstborns.
think he was 2 and under.
But
What was that Jesus thing?
Moses survived. You see, his mother took a basket and hid Moses in there. And then he put it down the sea.
Then he almost got
And
killed.
like somebody, it was a girl that found him.
Yes, an Egyptian found him. And she took it as her own child. She named him Moses.
That's my own child.
Moses grew up as a prince, royalty. But he wasn't actually an Egyptian.
I ain't no Egyptian.
And when you live a life as something different and then all of a sudden it just changes, how would that make you feel? Let's say you were told that,
I ain't no more Egyptian.
well, let's say you were an Egyptian family and you're not Egyptian, and they told you, hey, you're not Egyptian. How would you feel?
Hey, bro,
Weird.
You ain't no
What about
Egyptian.
you?
I feel same thing. Something.
Weird. Okay.
Stranger danger.
Stranger danger. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of how Moses felt. Moses started understanding, hey, if I'm not Egyptian, what am I? And Moses is a Hebrew. You guys know what a Hebrew is?
Rawr. A Jew.
A Jew, okay.
Do you guys remember when we talked about Abraham a little while ago? How God promised Abraham more descendants, more children than the stars in the sky? The Hebrews were his children. The Jews were his children.
Holy moly. That's a lot of kids.
Yeah, I don't know how Abraham counted all those stars. I probably would have lost track of them.
That's true.
But-
It was on this old.
My favorite movie is The Prince of Egypt, if you guys can't already tell. And we're going to watch a clip, a pretty interesting clip, of after what happens after Moses finds out that he is Hebrew. And
Hebrew.
he leaves Egypt. Do you know why he leaves Egypt?
He's not an
He
Egyptian.
thought he
He's
was
not an
going to
Egyptian?
get killed.
Okay. He thought he was in trouble. He thought he was going to get killed. So he
And he was sad.
ran.
I think he was sad.
And he got to a point where He's in a place called Midian. And there was a guy named Jethro. Now, in the Prince of Egypt, Jethro was a big guy. Which means he probably has a booming voice and he's loud and people want to listen to him. Jethro actually opened his arms to Moses and said, yeah, come on. The same way we open arms to people. We care for them. We don't know them. We say, we still get along with them. We don't try to kill them.
We ain't trying to kill him. Oh,
That's right. And while he was with Jethro, God did something amazing. Because during this time is when I think that, and I honestly believe, is when he learned more about his Hebrew background. He understood who God was, why God is, and how God provides for all of us. And right here, in this clip, it's about 5 minutes long.
5 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes, but hey, it's a part of a movie.
It's a movie?
You got Moses, and he's a shepherd.
Can you guys see okay?
No.
You guys want to
You guys can move up a little bit.
Glorious.
Yeah, I'm sorry, it's
yeah.
a cheap laptop.
Make sure everybody else can see, okay?
This is one of those cartoony movies.
Yes, it's an animation.
I watched a one that was like hour long.
Yeah, this is what's called a clip, so it's just part of the movie.
Let's see.
Can you guys hear it?
No.
No. I don't know.
Alright, see if we can get this. There we go. How about now?
Mine hear good.
I can't see his nose. I think it's on the nose.
Yeah, his nose is a little... You see how he's putting the stick in there? It doesn't burn. Fire normally burns, and fire also hurts. It's painful. I've been burned. You've been burned?
Yeah.
What about you? Have you guys been burned before? Maybe touching the
Yes,
stove by
yes.
accident?
No. My brother been burnt one time and he got cut and burned.
Yeah, but Moses doesn't get burned. And actually, through this bush, God is speaking to Moses.
He's like, who's there?
Yes, he's like, who's there?
Who's over there?
Who goes there?
I have a stick.
After you get one, he was injured. Then he was injured.
We're going to do a little, basically science testing. Oops. Oops.
You just filled your action Bible.
I did.
Pay attention.
Why'd you kill your action Bible? That's not nice.
I have seen the oppression of my people in Egypt, and have heard their
You guys know what oppression is?
No idea. Oh, wait. When they're all depressed and stuff.
Well, they could be depressed.
Wait, what'd you say? Oppression?
Oppression.
When they're being treated not nice.
This is actually
Okay,
something
trying
that
to get killed.
heats up.
Jack, sit up and pay attention.
And he tells Moses that he's seen his people oppressed. And God's telling him, hey, what's up?
I shall teach you what to say. I was the enemy. I was the prince of Egypt, the son of
A few excuses there.
You've chosen the wrong messenger. How can I even speak to these people? Who made man's power? Who made the deaf, the mute, the seeing, or the blind?
I think he's a little scared there.
Not I. Now go.
That's a funny part because he could get killed.
Yeah. Look what God's doing now.
I shall be with you when you go to the king of Egypt. But Pharaoh will not listen.
Is he like,
Is he flying?
I don't know.
flying?
Look how cool he was. He's showing Moses what he needs to do. He's giving him direction. He's revealing himself.
Mommy.
Yeah.
4 minutes and 36 seconds.
Yeah. And he's fine right now. Like, what happened? That's just. Oof.
I'm just.
If God spoke to you just like that, how would you guys react?
Scared.
Scared? Yeah, he was pretty scared. I mean,
I think
how?
yeah.
Okay, you guys come over here, okay?
You can look over here, please. Oh, be careful. Now, this is what's called a hot hands, and it's actually hot,
It's hot.
but it doesn't burn. It doesn't burn.
Oh, I had one of those before.
So if you want to
I
pass it to
had
him
one of
and
those
pass it
before.
around so you can feel how
I had
it's
one
heat,
of those.
but it
I
doesn't
put
burn.
them around my head and it was really cold. It made them still going.
Cool.
Dude. That's hot. It's
The same way,
Yes, except for
it
one.
doesn't burn. That burning bush didn't burn.
Man.
This right here is our burning bush. And you can tell that it has tons of colors on it. It's got red, yellow, white, orange. Those represent fire. That's not burning.
Yeah, I know it looks like fire.
Yeah. In our action Bible, which we have right here, we're going to look how Moses reacted after running away. Moses was a shepherd. You guys know what a shepherd is, right? You also know that we are sheep too, right?
I'm a sheep.
Yes, we are sheep. And a shepherd guides and directs people. And they also, at times, have to go after things. Do you know why Moses was in that area? One of his sheep strayed away. And a shepherd wants to see if he has all his sheep together. He will go out his way to save that sheep. The same way, God and Jesus saves us, the sheep. So, yeah, we have a lot of sheep.
My mom wanted to do one of those.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. It says Moses works as a shepherd for his father-in-law for 40 years. 40 years.
Wow. 40 years?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
How many sheep do you think that princes usually take care of? Like a prince that rules the whole country. How many sheep do you
One.
think your average prince probably takes care
None.
of? None!
Yeah.
1.5.
None.
None.
In fact, the Egyptians didn't even like shepherds. They thought they were dirty and stinky. So Moses has gone from a prince who never had to take care of any sheep to a shepherd who's around sheep all the time. Probably hundreds of sheep
Yeah.
he's in charge of.
Listen.
He goes after that sheep that just strayed away.
They just burn you like a bush.
And he sees a bush. Just a bush. On fire.
I'm a bush and I'm on fire, but I'm not dead.
Yeah, but he goes to the bush. Would you walk up to a burning bush?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes, yes.
You
No,
would-
I don't,
you would
I don't,
wear
I don't
a
want to
bush,
wear it myself.
I would want to
That
jump
would be
in
cool
it.
though.
Okay. Moses was a little careful though. And he made sure that he wasn't going to get hurt.
I ain't not going to get hurt.
Moses was told by God to go to Egypt. Now Moses didn't want to go back to Egypt.
I'm not going to Egypt.
And he made excuses. He's like, I was the man that my father was the man that slaughtered their children. Why would I go back? I mean, he's scared. I would be scared too. If I was told to go back to a place that was just wanted me gone, just taken out. removed. I would not go back there. But God told him to go. And he says one thing. Moses asked, what should I say to the people when I go back? To let them know who I got this information from. And he says, I am, that I am. God tells Moses, I am that I am. Does that make sense to you?
No.
I didn't even know what
I
you
am
just
that I
said.
am.
I don't know what you just said.
God is, I am, that I am.
I am, but I am.
I kind of.
I said it was like redneck stuff.
You get it a little bit?
I
Okay.
get it.
It's
like,
like,
I
I am God. Yeah, I am
He's-
Jesus.
Page 121.
Yeah, he's saying that I am God. So you tell them, I am God.
I am. I am God. I am.
So he goes back. After seeing the magnificent burning bush and being told what to say, he's also told to get his brother. Moses has a brother that he didn't know about. You know what his brother's name was?
No.
Aaron. How would you feel if you met a brother several years later you didn't even know?
That feels really weird.
I feel like you ain't no brother.
You ain't no brother, but
Are you?
God told him that you need to go to your brother. So he went to his brother. And he told his brother what was going on.
Mr. Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron. And through Aaron and Moses' help, they went to the Pharaoh. And they told him, hey, Pharaoh,
Hey,
let my people go. God wants you to let my people go.
My people go.
That's right.
I just so many twins, and one guy didn't know he had a brother, and the other guy didn't know he had a brother.
Yeah, same way Moses must have felt with Aaron. After we get to the burning bush, which is the magnificent, that's just right there. It's just awesome. What's even awesome is how God tells him to speak to the Israelites. Speak to his people, his Hebrew. I am that I am. That is, if I was told that, hey, the person I just spoke with is I am that I am, I'd be a little skeptical. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I ain't know nothing what you talking about.
So, God said, they're not going to listen to you. Pharaoh's not going to listen, Pharaoh's heart's going to get hard, and he's going to say no. But he shows them right there some of the things that God told him that was going to happen. He showed him some of the miracles, he showed him some of the things he could do through God's power, through God's might, and they believed him. So then they went to the Pharaoh. Now, even though they showed him that he took his staff, Aaron took his staff and made it into a snake. And the Pharaoh's like, okay. He gets his guys to make a snake. He's like, okay, well, I did the same thing. But that snake, the one that the staff became, ate the others.
So, whoever didn't believe in the snake hated.
Not that right
So when the Pharaoh's magicians made a snake out of their staffs, Moses' snake ate them.
Yeah.
It's kind of
What
like
if it was half stick, half a snake? So it was like a stick that you can use as a walking stick, and you can stab it into people and do anything.
That would hurt.
Okay, it was kind of like this. When Moses walked in to Pharaoh, he's like, my God tells you to let his people go. Now, the Egyptians, they had like tons of gods. They didn't have just one.
Yeah.
And guess what? Pharaoh thought he was a god. And so he was like, well, who's your God that he thinks he can tell me to let these people go? So it was kind of like you know, it was kind of like the gods were having sort of like, who's the biggest and baddest god? So Moses is like, well, look at what my God can do. Bam!
Yeah.
And then his staff turns into a snake, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then the other guy's like, well, our gods can do that too. And then they turn their staffs into snakes. They might have used kind of like a
Magic.
tricks or something like that, though. I don't know if their staffs really turned into snakes. But it's kind of like, okay, what can your God do? And then all the plagues, God's like, well, look what I can do. You know, so it was kind of like, who's the most powerful God, right?
Mhm.
Because God's got to prove the Egyptians that he's like the biggest, you know, best, most powerful God, and they better let his people go, right?
Yeah. Pharaoh said he was the morning and evening sun. He was it.
Oh, wait.
Yes. No question? After the snake, and then we talk about the plagues that God does to show, hey, I'm God, I'm almighty, and you're just,
Some dumb
Yeah.
person.
and you let my people go. What are some of the plagues that God,
Frogs.
frogs,
The angel
I
of death.
the angel of death, okay,
Frog and plants.
Kills all the
All
plants.
their
And the birds.
all their sheep all their
Yeah,
sheep
all the-
firstborn died.
all of
all
our
their-
stock. Yes?
And
Demons.
2 crows are attacking a
Demons.
baby dove.
Aw.
Sad.
What?
Yeah. The one thing that
My little sister got one.
Demons.
humans, okay. One of the plagues that I thought was cool, one of the things that that was shown to the Pharaoh was when he took the Nile River and he made it blood.
They changed blood.
Blood.
Do you guys know how many rivers Egypt has?
Like a million, probably.
One.
Oh yeah, and
They have one river, and it's called the Nile, and they depend on it for everything.
the Nile River.
For fish. For
Not only
crabs.
that, but they thought like their gods controlled the Nile River.
Mm-hmm.
So they depend on that river for everything. If the Nile River was there, like Egypt would just be a desert.
And no water, no food, no fish.
Just
So
No,
God
just-
turned their only river into blood.
And they drink blood.
They wouldn't drink the blood.
I don't think the Hebrews drank blood.
No, he didn't.
He might have just turned it back into water because it's not the Nile River. So, he just tried to show him what he could do and then turn it back. One time I know how to make water. Like I saw people making water on a video.
Making water.
And,
Okay. Now, in the movie,
making it fresh, kinda. I don't know, but now I don't know.
also in Prince of Egypt, the movie, the clip we just watched, the entire movie, there's a scene where the river does go to blood, and
Hates it up.
Hotep and Hoi, the priests for the Egyptians, they just put some powder in some bowl. So then again, it's a little tricky right there. So you got all these plagues. Locusts, famine. Oh, you want this one?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Locust, famine, blood. And then you brought up the angel of death. Final plague. It took how many plagues for the Pharaoh to say, fine. I don't know how the Pharaoh was able to deal with it. I mean, I know it says his heart is hardened and he doesn't want people to go because they're his slaves, they're his workforce. And the Egyptians, they have the Hebrews build stuff for them. Pyramids, temples, statues.
You guys, your parents ever tell you guys to clean up your room?
Yeah, my mom. I have to pay my mom.
And then you don't do it, right? And then they say, if you don't clean your room, this is gonna happen to you. And you say, oh, I'm gonna clean up my clean up my room, but then you don't do it.
Yeah.
And then something else happens to you. You know, I gotta clean up my room, and then you don't do it again. It was kind of like that, but a lot more serious. Things kept happening, and then Pharaoh would go, oh, yeah, you guys can, oh, but as soon as the plague ended, he'd be like, no, you guys can't leave now.
Yeah.
You can't leave yet. I still have thousands of work for you.
Yeah.
But what finally sparked him to say, hey, you guys can go?
His child died.
His child died.
And then he got stubborn again, right when they reached the Red Sea. And then, yeah, they all got
Evil doers. Yeah. Once his son died, he was like, fine, you can go. But as you said, he changed his mind. My workforce is gone. I'm not going to build that statue. I'm not going to lift that rock. I'm the Pharaoh.
I ain't doing nothing.
They'll do it for
this
me.
hot shot.
My sister's just looking through me.
Okay. That's,
You just look
yeah, that's a pretty good book. It's called the Action Bible.
through
The normal Bible
It's comic.
it's all word.
But
Wait,
this, yeah.
But this tries to give you an illustration.
Okay.
I think it's pretty cool.
I have an action Bible and I have another comic, Christian comic,
That's
go
cool.
outside
But
room.
what? At the Red Sea, when the Pharaoh decides, hey, I want people back, he goes down there. You guys know what happens?
Nope.
No?
Wait. Goes out to that Red Sea.
Yeah, what happens down there?
Then they made camp. And then they saw the Egyptians. They're like,
Yeah, they're like,
and then they're like,
back.
and then Moses was like, pow.
pow.
And then they're like,
cannot pay attention.
Hey,
Guys, pay attention.
and
Miss
then once
David.
he got across, and the Egyptians were like,
Peyton,
Peyton,
pay attention.
yeah.
Sit up.
It go.
yeah. All the Hebrews were going to cross the Red Sea when it was parted, but the Egyptians couldn't. But once they got past that Red Sea, you know what happened? At first they were elated and they were celebrating and they were joyful and they were happy. Then they started complaining.
I'm complaining again.
Complaining.
I'm worried.
And complaining is not,
It's not like arguing.
it's not arguing, it's just basically saying, hey,
I'm hungry.
this is not fair, I'm hungry, I'm
I'm
thirsty.
thirsty.
And
I want a bedroom.
I want to go to bed. I don't want to go to bed.
yeah, complaining is where you're just like, okay, so they complained. But God provided for them.
Your computer got off.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, they complained. So God said, okay, well fine, I'll give you water, I'll give you food, I'll do all this for you. He provides for them. So then again, they're happy, they're good, they're having fun, they're like, yes, God's great. And they complain again.
I'm complaining again.
The Hebrews complained and complained and complained and complained.
When they just get saved. And then they're like, Hebrews, we had better food.
Yeah.
They should be called complainers.
Maybe.
They had better. They were like, we had better food in Egypt than we did
Yes,
now.
they did do that. They said that they, even though they worked themselves to the bone, they had better food in Egypt. They had more variety.
They had fish.
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 Fish and cheese fries.
Water.
Fish fries.
Water.
They had water.
Cereal.
Nugget, baby.
Chicken nuggets.
Coke.
They're pretty cool. Taking a
They're
chicken
in
nuggets
my
back
tummy.
there. Yeah, it's
So-
pretty good though. But
Plants.
the Hebrews, they complain.
I'm a complaining.
Quail for me.
They did some stuff to eat because they were like, we're hungry, we're tired of this. Give us
I'm
something to eat.
hungry, tired, I'm thirsty, and I want to go back.
Yeah.
I
They-
wish
they
they
were-
had ice cream back then. Yeah, I
need
wish they had
ice cream.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then everybody should have ice cream.
Everyone should have ice cream. Okay.
I want ice cream. Like, seriously, I
But
want
when they complain, God helps them.
Are you rendering?
God provides for them.
I am
You know what they do?
the Lord's house.
They decide that, well, we need something that we can see. Even though they saw all the plagues that God sent to Egypt to save them, the parting of the Red Sea, the providing of the quail, all that. They're like, we need something we can see. Do you know what they do? They melt down their jewelry and make an idol.
Oh yeah, when Moses went up to Mount Sinai for 40 days.
Yep, to get the.
He waited, and then once he came down with the 10 Commandments, he saw that Aaron had made an idol, and he was like, and then he did it all over again, and then here's the 10 Commandments. I'm not gonna get angry and smash him again. I did it again. Dang it, I forgot to not do it. Alright, there.
Do you know why that they wanted that idol, that calf made?
No idea.
Because the Egyptians had statues that they could pray to. They could worship.
That's true.
So they thought that was the norm. They do it, so why can't we do it?
That's what everybody else did.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever look at like what other people do at school and be like, well, everybody else does that, maybe I can do that too?
Yeah, he's like, you made a what?
You made a what?
Oh no. So he tells them, hey,
Somebody
destroy
got a
it.
blue beard.
Put it back.
See?
Get rid of it.
Blow it up.
Somebody got a blue beard.
Yeah,
It's just
pretty
the
cool.
color.
It's just the color.
Whoa.
It's a blue beard.
Let's
It
get
was
back to
either
Moses,
white,
okay?
black, or brown.
So now we're in
Oh.
1 Samuel, and that's an entirely different place.
That is way
All I
down.
did is flip a few pages and I got it. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I like that? No, it's much. It's on page 121. I know.
1, 2.
But he takes the calf, he destroys it, he puts it in there,
1, 2, 1.
and after that, they complain again. They complain again. They complain again.
2, 1. Action Bible. 1, 2, 1.
But they make comments that you said, hey, we're supposed to have a land full of milk and honey. We're supposed to have a place for our home. So, God's preparing them a place. He's saying, yes, there's a place for you. Stop complaining. I'm pretty sure Moses was like, these people are complainers. All they do is complain.
So we're on that page.
Do you guys ever know anybody at school that all they do is complain all the time?
Yes.
Yes, me.
What's it like to be? No, what's it like to be around these people that just complain all the time?
Annoying.
Annoying.
Boring.
Weird.
How do you feel about them? People that complain all the time.
I want to hit you so bad.
I want to make them not get what they want.
Do you imagine being
I'm
Moses
sure
and
rock
Moses is
them.
stuck with all these people who all they just complain and grumble all the time?
I like to.
And there's not just like one or two of them. No, there's like thousands of them.
I like.
Oh my gosh. How do you live with that?
Can you imagine being God and you've done all this cool stuff for these people, and then all they do is whine and complain?
Stop complaining. I did not want you.
I did stuff for you.
My sister's
We
the
also-
complainer in my house.
We complain too. Yeah.
Complainer. I'm a complainer.
But
I
want
did.
that. Not this. I don't want to go to bed. I want
Yeah.
to But he touched me. He got in the car
Yeah.
first.
They just complain.
She bit me. Yeah. She bites me. That's my sister too.
Teach you every step of the way. God revealed himself in so many ways. He revealed himself by providing for them
Guys,
with
pay attention.
the manna, and the
Attention,
water,
David.
and the quail. He revealed himself through the burning bush. God revealed himself in so many ways. And again,
We're gonna have to wait a few minutes. But we need to pay attention to David now. Okay, go sit.
when we look at the world, we see all of God's
Sit
creation,
down, girl.
all the blessings He's given us. Do we still complain? Do we say we want more? We need more?
Kate. Did you dress with your legs? Okay.
Do we complain?
No.
We don't complain?
I complain. Everybody has to complain.
Okay, so
Everybody-
everyone still complains.
Everybody
At least
complains.
complains once.
Everybody complains at least 5 times in their life.
Even Moses
At
had
least.
some
Weren't you
excuses when
guys
we're complaining.
Just complaining about people complaining though?
Yeah.
I think you guys just
Stop
were.
complaining.
Stop complaining about pizza.
He won't stop complaining.
He won't stop complaining. Teach.
But the entire time, God is still with us.
Peyton McKenna, pay attention.
And He's revealing Himself every day. Even when we don't realize it. And one thing that He did that was the greatest of all that He provided for us is His Son, Jesus Christ. Jesus.
Lord Jesus.
The Lord Jesus.
Jesus.
The Hebrews, they had the quail, they had the manna, they had all this stuff provided.
But Jesus was
Jesus is powerful. And we needed some reveal from God too. So He gave us Jesus, His only Son. Now, let me go back to Moses and we look at what he did. How did God reveal Himself and speak to Moses? How did He talk to Moses? Yes?
Got it. You can answer
How did He talk to Moses? Reveal to him.
Use his words.
Used His words.
He talked to the burning
He
bush.
talked to the burning bush. And how did Moses respond?
Scared.
Scared. Make excuses. Moses hid his face too when he was scared.
He's
I mean,
powerful.
God is powerful.
Moses, he started crying. Moses' face was.
When God says, I have heard my people's cries, and I have seen them oppressed, do you think He hears you, even today?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, He
He's
does.
gonna hear us forever. For million, trillion.
Million, trillion, yeah.
I don't even know how much that is.
He's with us at the end of the age, and even after that.
Okay.
Always. If you were Moses, would you follow the command of God to Egypt?
No.
Kind
No.
of.
I'm sorry,
maybe.
but I would not.
You would not?
Yeah,
I
very
would
honest.
take a sword and take a dagger
I
and
would.
take an
I'm sorry,
RPG.
but I'm not doing that.
You ain't doing nothing.
Jeff, you got something on your face.
Why wouldn't you do it, Grace?
No. Right there.
Grace, why wouldn't you do it?
No.
Because I want to go back to a place where the guy killed all of the babies.
Okay. So you would be scared to go back. So you
Right.
wouldn't go back to
True.
being scared. Alright.
Egyptians are pretty mean people. They could be.
I'm a mean person.
Egyptians were very powerful too. Massive armies, access to the Nile. From that Nile, they had a lot of control of things.
Legal.
Because in that big desert, you just had that one river. If you control the Nile, you have power.
I have a spot on my foot and I never think it's going to heal.
Oh.
It's just been there for
That's a
years.
picture of the burning bush again. Yes, it is. I said
That is the picture of the burning bush. That is correct.
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 Correct though.
What's
And I
this?
have fallen from the sky.
Correct though.
They're like pictures falling from the
Guys,
sky.
guys,
When we go back,
listen to
Remember,
Mr.
this
David.
is on tape.
Hey guys, pay attention to Mr. David.
when we go back to the burning bush and we talk about Him revealing Himself, what is the one thing that God says? Or one that you think?
I am
I am that I am.
I am that I am.
Let the
I am that I am.
people go.
Stop touching
Go back and tell him, let my people go.
Let
Let
the
my
people go.
Or you will do something. Like a command.
Yeah, he'll smite with all his wonders. He also says that I'll be with you when you go there.
Just touch it out. Don't touch it.
I will be with you.
If you touch
God
it.
is with him when he
then you
goes.
Just if you touch it. Just leave it
So
alone.
even though Moses was scared,
Leave it alone.
I'm pretty sure he was terrified.
Oh,
Like,
take it out.
I'm going back, I'm gonna
I'll take it. Okay, I'll take it out.
look for a brother that I don't even really know
Okay.
that I had.
Take it out.
Okay.
I'm going back to people that
Let's see, pay attention.
I oppressed them, I made them do work for me, they were my slaves, they were my servants. And he finds out I am a slave. He says that I'm with you. God says I'll be with you. And even today, God is with us. It just popped in my head. One of the most quoted scripture is in Philippians 4:13. I can do anything through God who strengthens me. God is with us.
Hey, that's not. That's
God
God.
controls our brains and bodies.
Those are brains and bodies? Okay.
The left side of
Yeah,
your brain controls the right side of your body.
Okay.
And the right side of
What
your
would you do
Um,
if that bush were to speak?
I would
feel
just
bad.
run away.
I'd take a nap. I feel bad.
I'd take a nap.
You take a nap if it's spoke to you?
I
feel
don't
weird.
make me fall out.
I
I'll
would
make
take
me
a nap.
I was one way to Grandma's house.
Ooh.
I faint. I faint.
You can get up
I faint to take a nap.
break it.
Yeah.
My legs.
Yeah, I just take a nap. Oh, it's gonna make it talk. You can go out now.
Let's see if this works very well.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Oh, I know.
Are you dying?
Can you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what if it just told you, Moses, Moses, Moses. Moses,
It's not working.
It's working.
Moses.
It's working.
Moses.
Oh my god. Oh, can I try it, please?
Would you guys just listen? Would you guys cower? Would you just like go in a fire? She's cowering.
Tell him to let my
Can I
people
try?
go.
Can I try?
Only if he says you can.
Can I try it?
In a moment, okay?
You guys pay attention right now, okay?
Can I try?
The bush is speaking, and he's telling Moses.
Oh my god!
Cowering. Yeah, Moses is a coward. Moses also
I'm mommy.
came to the understanding that he is
Guys, pay
God,
attention.
and God is with him. And yes, God tells him what to tell the Israelites.
Oh my god!
And he says,
I heard it.
I dare to let my people go.
that's a command right there. Let my people go.
No, I'm not gonna do it.
So,
Tell Pharaoh to let my people go. He's not going to believe you. I'm going to smite him with things.
that's right. He's not going to believe you, but I'm going to show him wrong.
What are you standing around waiting for? Go.
Yeah, well, what do you think?
Okay, I'll go.
Go.
Fine, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Tell him let your people go.
I did it. I did
Come
it.
back here. Get out the
All right,
temple.
let's go back.
I did it. I did it. It's like an ear. I did it. Get out of the temple.
All right, guys, get out of the temple. Let's go.
Out of the.
We did it.
So-
We actually did it.
Guys, pay attention, Mr. David.
We
The
did
bush is
it.
speaking, and it's telling
Great,
Moses, let
come
my
back.
people go. He's saying, I am that I am. I thought it was pretty cool. If we could play a little game with this.
Let's play a game of it.
Yes, there's Hello Kitty in there.
Yes.
There's duct tape Hello Kitty in there.
Can I have the leftovers?
I'll have to ask the person that actually helped me make it. I didn't make it. I had help
probably
making
make
it.
duct tape wallets.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
7 minutes.
Is that okay?
What we're going to do is we're going to try to play a little game if the walkie-talkie is going to work. And the bush is going to tell you to do something, and you're going to try to do it. Okay? Can you come over here, please? Can you get a line?
That's hot.
Okay. Can I have that, please?
I always wear last
Good job. Good job.
And that goes for snacks. I'm last.
All
Okay,
right.
we're gonna go back in a few minutes,
The
okay?
burning bush is going to speak,
6 more minutes.
I'm Victor.
and it's going to say, put your finger on your nose.
Alright guys, listen to the bush.
Put your finger on your nose.
Peyton, put your finger on your nose. Good job. Come over here. Don't put your finger in your nose. Put it on
Place your
nose.
other hand on your head.
On my what? Head.
I feel weird.
Feels weird, doesn't it? The same way, we could try to do that. I can't even do that. The same way, Moses is given direction and is told, this is what needs to be done. So just as you guys, put your finger on your nose, the other hand on your head. Moses did the same thing. Not necessarily put his finger on his nose and head, but he followed what God said. He went back and followed God's orders. The same way, we need to follow God's orders. We need to go out there, love each other, treat them with kindness, respect them, and care for them. And maybe even pat our head and rub our stomach if we can do that. But, yeah, same way, Moses goes out there and listens to God. We need to do the same thing. God revealed himself in many different ways. That's through the burning bush, revealed himself through the crossing of the Red Sea, the 10 Commandments, the laws.
10 Commandments.
Peyton.
10 Commandments.
These 10 commandments
That's right.
Are so powerful.
So what I'd like to do is I'd like to challenge each of us, and challenge means to try to do something, is I want to pray and ask God
Peyton?
to say, reveal to me what you'd like me to do. Reveal your direction to me so I can go and do your work. Because we need to do God's work. So, we're going to pray. And if you guys want, we can do the whole pull-up thing. Or we can just,
randomly do stuff.
well, we can just stand up and pray. Or sit down and pray. Or kneel and pray. Whenever you guys want to pray. And if you guys want to, each of you guys pray. When we pray all together, it's entirely up to you guys.
Peyton, stop
You guys want to pray together, or you guys want to sit down and pray?
Pray together.
Sittest down thee.
Okay.
You guys want to?
Pray together.
Alright.
All right.
Ye
Let's
sit
get-
down.
Everybody sit down
We'll
then.
sit down then, okay? We'll sit down and we'll pray.
Jack. No. Crack in my hand.
Okay, Peyton. Keep your hands off McKenna for a second, okay?
Do you want to start, Jack, or do you want me to just pray for all of us?
I don't know.
Whenever I do this with my hand, it always cracks.
Weird.
Yeah, that was weird.
Okay.
Mine is too.
Let's talk to God.